If you like what we do here at Night's Watch, your support would mean the world. Help us continue pushing forward, making not only more content, but raising the quality as well. We would love to bring on, we have enough expansion kind of ideas and work. We could easily bring on 1-2 more employees, but we would need a lot more support to be able to do that. So your support would mean the world. $5. You can support Night's Watch specifically on channel memberships. They're available here on YouTube or through Player. And we might even set up a dedicated Patreon subscribe star. But dedicated Night's Watch support, channel memberships, and Player. We appreciate everyone who watches us. Thank you. And we'll get back to the subject of the video. Welcome back to The Watch. And guys, we've said it once, we've said it again, you will own nothing and be happy. Now, that's just a conspiracy theory, right?
Is it? Didn't the World Economic Forum put out a...
That was actually pretty blatant. I don't know how people could deny it at this point.
I'm pretty sure that was the title. So, but today we're talking about Ubisoft and something their CEO has said, which I find absolutely beep. So let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it, guys. What did he say?
He said, gamers need to get comfortable with the idea of not owning their games so that streaming can flourish.
Wow.
No.
How about no? Yeah.
No.
Piss off. No.
I'm good, buddy.
I hate this.
This is something that I've been noticing across the board. First off, they came for CDs in computers. Because, back then we used to have CDs.
They came back from our cassette tapes.
Yep. And then we started to have consoles, which became more increasingly digital. And I have no intrinsic problem with something that's being digital. The problem is software, the console itself being limited to a specific type of hardware, and DRM. Oh, buddy, I hate that. Ubisoft, EA, all the others, I can't remember off the top of my head. The
Rockstar's really bad at it.
The DRM on them is disgusting. No offline play, that sort of stuff. So we've been marching towards this dystopian future for a couple of decades now, and it seems that they're just coming out and saying it.
Yeah, and you can see why corporations kind of would want this. It gives them much more control.
You get money for nothing.
You get money for nothing, but also then they can change things after the fact as well.
Yes. For example, I still own GTA 5 on Xbox 360.
And we have all the songs on the radio.
We have all the songs and jokes that they have removed in later versions. It's things like that where you pay for it, I expect to own it.
Exactly. Shouldn't be a crazy concept.
Yeah.
Basic trade exchange where you pay for a product, you expect to then own it. Yeah. But there are certain forces in the world that don't like people owning things, except for the ones controlling everything.
They can own it all.
They can own it all.
We also had this, was it the CEO of EA? Came out and said nobody wants a single player experience anymore. And then they dropped Jedi Fallen Order, and it was like some of the best sales. And then Elden Ring, and then all these God of War, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Baldur's Gate 3 is mostly. I know there's a multiplayer, but it's mostly a single player game.
Like people absolutely love it. And then I don't think he's CEO anymore because he's an idiot.
He went to Unity, burned that bridge.
Well,
and now he's gone.
One
of the things he said that you should have microtransactions for ammo. That was one of his selling points to the executives. He said it makes it way more interesting as a player to, when you have no ammo, to pay to get more ammo.
You are kidding me. That's something...
That was one of the things he pitched to investors.
That is something so unbelievably scummy that I thought would only be in parody. Ready Player One, the film, where you have that scummy CEO, overly monetizing everything. That's something you'd think he would say. We'll make him pay for ammo.
Yeah. And he's done it.
And the greed in that is crazy. And it shows that they're so disconnected from reality, and all they're thinking of is how to milk people for everything that they have. It's disgusting.
The most concerning thing about all of this, the entire trend, the entire industry trend, is that no matter what poll you do, in what community is, it seems overwhelmingly everybody's like, no, I want to own my games. No, I want the they rebuke this stuff. The problem is, it just keeps happening. It doesn't seem like nothing's changing. I think gamers on a global level are like, yeah, I want to own my game. I want to be able to play it offline. I want to have control of the thing that I buy, period. But for some reason, we keep marching towards the same terrible end goal.
I know.
Well, because it works, people still keep using their services and buying their games. Like
Do they?
Yeah.
I don't play any Ubisoft games.
No,
because I don't like the DRM. I barely even play EA games anymore.
When the CEO said this, and the guy said, I'm completely okay with not owning any Ubisoft games. Because it was the joke of, not owning any games.
Yeah.
So Ubisoft games is not going to own any. But yeah, I think, Microsoft's proven itself with Game Pass and all that sort of stuff. People really like those services. And this is
but you know what you're getting. You go, I'm going to go to Game Pass to play a couple games. I pay like $5 or whatever it is, and then you get access to a whole bunch of games. You know what you're signing up for that. You get it.
You know what the transaction is because you don't technically own the games on Game Pass. If they expire,
but
the game is gone.
Do remember, there's that added caveat. If you want to own the game, you can just go buy the game.
Exactly. Yes. We have Game Pass, right? And there is a game my wife ended up really liking, and then she wanted to make sure she could have it forever, and so she purchased it. Yeah. Okay. That's a good business model right there. Yeah. To be able to own it as well. That's the kind of the key part. Yeah. It's baffling to me why and when I try and think of it, it's hard to understand. I'm still having trouble wrapping my head around this. Why companies would be so intent on the no, you're not going to own the games. We want to maintain control. And I can only end up speculating, and it feels like there's some nefarious thing happening. The whole you own nothing and be happy, because if they can take control away from people, right, and get them reliant on them, and then they're easier to manipulate and all that other stuff. And I get a bit conspiratorial.
You do get a bit conspiratorial. When it comes to gaming, like I said before, we've been marching towards this for a long time, and I feel it's so insane that CEOs can come out and say these things so brazenly that are quite literally the opposite of what their entire consumer base wants.
I'd love to see, though, after him saying this, if Ubisoft stocks have gone up or down. Whether people are like, oh yeah, we like this idea, or whether people, the backlash has caused people to sell stocks as well. Because the thing is, CEOs' decisions, and when they say the sorts of things, like with the guy with Unity, he said some stuff, and he's gone now. They've cleared house now and changed things completely. But I feel like, especially Ubisoft, which is such a massive company, like worldwide phenomenon, these sorts of decisions will affect. And that's the thing. These businesses talk to each other. So if Ubisoft does it, EA's going to do it, and then Microsoft wants to do it. Like, they're all going to follow along and do their thing. It happened with cross-platform stuff, Xbox and PC started doing it, and then Nintendo and PlayStation were like, we want to be included as well. And so these sorts of shifts in movement happen entirely.
Let's try and break it down. Help me out here.
Okay.
There must be some type of benefit that they will gain out of doing this. All right.
Well, they retain control.
They retain control of the game, and they can change it how they want.
Yeah.
Why is that necessarily a benefit for them?
Less modding, less piracy, less. And then, like there's, it comes under control. I said that word, Nathan.
And as well, when you put those sorts of games and services on computer, they control more than just the game. Usually, they monitor what is on the technology.
They can get information. This is worse than I thought. They want to destroy mods?
Or make you pay for them.
That's the key. They want you to pay for the mods. Mods are a resource that they have not been able to milk yet, and they are pissed off because mods usually fix their crappy games and make them better and do things that they should have done to begin with and makes them look like they got egg on the face, but then they look at the money that we're missing out on. Oh my gosh. This is apocalyptic.
It's crazy because in terms of like getting to keep and own your games, the only two companies at the moment that I would say that do a reasonable job at it is Nintendo. Now, don't get me wrong. I hate that they're so closed off, but at the same time, they make sure that the games can run and they can run offline. And you get physical.
There's issues, though.
I know there's issues.
With the eShop, and they closed down everything.
I know.
There is no legal way to play a Game Boy game now, except for to go out and buy a Game Boy and the game.
I know.
I
know. But compare that to Xbox, who had their outages, and then everybody's Xbox didn't work, and you couldn't play games.
That sucks too.
So that's worse for me. That's worse to me. And then there's Sony, which is also
taking things off of,
they have their problems, but like they're better than Xbox. Like if the internet goes down or whatever, and you just can't use your stuff for Xbox, that's a problem.
That's a massive problem.
It's a massive problem, especially when you pay for it all. And then we have PC.
Oh, but you're not paying for the game. You're paying for access.
No, right now we're paying for the game still, so that's the problem. And then PC is kind of the wild card because we're kind of at the mercy of Steam, to be honest. Because I'm not going to use Epic.
Yeah. No, because it sucks.
Exactly.
I'm wondering, like, if this is destined to fail no matter what because you can't defeat the internet.
Unless if you restrict the internet.
Restrict the internet.
Yeah.
Like, that'd have to go to some pretty extreme measures of control to try and actually make this a thing. But I think it might be possible. They just have the game is only accessible on server access and they have the right protection to stop copying and other things.
Remember what Rockstar did with their definitive edition. They took the other ones down from all the stores. So now you cannot access any of the original games individually, which cost $7.
Even if you bought them already.
If you bought them already, you got them.
them.
But if you didn't buy them, they've taken them down, and there's no way to legally purchase them for about $7 each. So now you can only buy the definitive version for like $50, which is trash.
That's trash. It's like, we're not going to let you buy these older products that are arguably better than our new crap. But so we'll take those and we'll force you to buy the new crap.
Yep. Not only that, it's a bundle as well. You have to get it in the bundle. Yeah.
Look, consumers, you can vote with your wallet, basically. Like,
we did it with single player games, and now we're getting single player games again. There's no more live service crap happening.
There still will be, but
I just find it funny because Ubisoft is a company that, can you think of any one of their games where you would like obviously go to their service to play that game?
Nope.
The last Ubisoft game I think I tried to play was Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I just
I'm trying to wrap my head around.
It became so grindy with pointless filler, and then they didn't have single-handed swords. That was the straw that broke my back. Like, well, it's a Viking game. How could you not have single-handed?
Because there are games that I've wanted to play, like Diablo, stuff like that, Bethesda games and stuff like that. Ones that aren't on Steam, I should say. And I'm just not going to download your launcher and do all the stuff.
It's interesting because, like Diablo 3, I was like, maybe. I just didn't get good enough reviews to make me bother with it. I'm enjoying Baldur's Gate 3. That's a great game. And then Dragon's Dogma 3 is coming out in about a month, guys! Or 2 months. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
I'm actually going to give it a go, Shad.
Yeah?
I've seen some trailers and some people that like play games that I like, and they're like, oh yeah, it looks good. So I'm like, I'll give it a go. I gave the first one a go, and I wasn't feeling it. So second one, open-minded. But I think that's everything for, crazy CEOs saying stuff that doesn't reflect the consumer base.
At least for today.
Yeah, but keep an eye out for this type of crap. Like large corporations, this is, they're trying to subvert kind of classic free market fair stuff.
It's not even that. Games are also getting more expensive. Like it's common now for a game to cost like $100 in our funny money. It's very, very expensive games are getting. Like, I'm not going to spend $100 on a game. I'm sorry. That's just kind of wild to me. I'll wait 2 years and then I'll play it for $30.
That's a whole other conversation for a different day.
I'm just saying.
But don't keep an eye on what these shady, companies are trying to do. And the best thing you can do is vote with your wallet. If they're going to try and pull this crap, I don't need your crappy game. There's a lot of other good games you can play. You do remember that, right? Playing Baldur's Gate 3? It's making me kind of want to revisit Baldur's Gate 1.
That's good. Yeah. I thought you asked if I was going to play it. No. That's going to be all for today. Thanks for watching, guys. And remember to stay on watch.